Hail, Flame here, and welcome to the FlameHisWorld commentary of Abzû. Now, Abzû is going to be quite a different kind of playthrough to what I usually do. That's because this is a radically different game. This is what a lot of people would refer to as an experience game. And by that, I mean you're not so much playing this for the gameplay itself, and on top of that, it's not really a explicit narrative thing. Like, you know, there's a lot of games that get mocked as not games, you know, the Beyond Two Souls, that kind of thing. Now, this isn't like either traditional games or that kind of thing. This is its own, I guess, genre of game, where you play through it and just the general presentation and what's going on essentially communicates your story itself. And my approach to this is going to be quite a bit different to most games that I cover, because most of the time I just play through the game, I talk about whatever, I give my opinions, I just ramble essentially, and at the end of the day with those runs it's more a kind of you take away from that whatever you take away from it. Like, that's going to be different for every person. Whereas for this, what I kind of want to do, I want to encourage everyone who watches this, everyone who sees my gameplay here, to go and play Abzû for themselves. And the reason for that is that I can only show you the visual side of this. I can only show you my own gameplay, because obviously it's a Let's Play. But I think you get a lot more from this, from just experiencing the game yourself, being in control of the diver, being in control of your little journey through this. That's kind of why I want to encourage everyone to go and play this game, because this game is available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC. I'm playing the PC version here. I actually first played this game about a month or so ago, and it's a very short game. It's a game that my first playthrough, I was just sort of having a little look around. I was just sort of feeling it myself, getting a feel for what's around, and I beat it just over an hour. I'm going to be going a little bit quicker here because, as I say, I'm just sort of giving a bit of a taste in this playthrough. I can't give you the satisfaction of going and exploring for yourself, but I can show you why I love this game so much. I can show you just what is so absolutely charming and beautiful about it. So, gameplay wise, we are this diver. We are swimming around this little underwater world. And that's what it is, it's a world. This entire game feels like you're exploring different portions of a well-developed world, which, given we are just going across 7 chapters, that's all we're doing, but it feels like there's this huge sense of exploration. Because we started out on the surface, we went down, and it feels like we just keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's just such an amazing feeling. I may well end up getting lost for words a lot during this playthrough, as a forewarning, because this first 4 minutes of this commentary so far has just been me aimlessly gushing, but that's the sort of feeling this game gives me. It's so beautiful. Like, look at just the visuals on screen right now. Like, it's not even a realistic kind of beauty. It's not the kind of thing where it looks like a real world. There is still a sort of cartoony overtone to it, but there's such a strong art direction to this game that just tells this little underwater story so well with no words really. Like, there's no sort of dialogue in this game. There's no little notes that come up and say, like, and then your diver went to this place. No, it's nothing like that. It's purely the game's sole presentation, the visuals and the music that do the story for you. I think what works really well for this game that doesn't work for me for many games, but it really works here, is there is this sense of ambiguity that, yes, there are particular scripted events. You will encounter certain fish at certain areas. You'll have like basic certain set pieces that you encounter at different periods of the game. But like, there's a lot that's open to interpretation here. Like, already, within the first 5 minutes of the game, even, who are we? We are this diver character, but we don't know anything about this diver. He could have any kind of background. He or she could have any kind of background. We don't know where we've got these little cameras following us. Well, I suppose they're more torches than cameras, but we found these, reactivated them, and they've helped us open the gate, and now they've followed us to here. And like, it's just, you know, it's feeling so good. But these sections here, these are a kind of reoccurring part of the game. You'll find, at least for the first few chapters, you'll find one of these in each of the chapters. And this is something where you go through, you activate something here, and it just... These towers are kind of what give a feeling of progression. It's... once you've explored a certain area, you go find these underwater, like in the deep underwater. Or is it underwater actually? That's something, looking at this, I don't actually know if this is underwater. And that's another thing with ambiguity, that it's just, I don't exactly know what's going on, but it's so pretty, it's so well presented to us, that you can take away from it basically whatever you want to take away from it. And that's something that, this first part, I know this first part is basically me saying, this game is so good, this game looks so great, this game is amazing, and that's what I'm doing for the first part. That's pretty much what my initial reactions were to this. Like, I went in, I just went under the water, I swam around a little bit. Little effects like how when you go near all the foliage, your diver sort of pushes it out of the way. Like, you see that, and then you got the little torches that nudge against stuff, and like my first, like maybe the first 15-20 minutes of my game time for this, the very first time I played it, was just like, whoa, this looks so beautiful. It's not much that gets me that kind of emotional cling, at least not without a story behind it, or at least not without like an explicit story behind it, but the fact that I, of all people, like, anyone who knows me knows that I am a proper cynical fuck sometimes. But the fact that I can just dive into this underwater world and just be blown away, really, it is like a huge testament to just how strong this game presents itself. Oh snap. I do like me a great white shark. I think they're such magnificent creatures just being underwater, and I do like that it was presented as such a threat there, that like these little torch things that we kind of become complacent with following us. After they come up, you probably just saw it and thought, okay, that's here now, but the fact that it just snatched it away from us early on, that is leaving such an impact already. But ladies and gentlemen, that was enough gushing for one part. I'll see you next time for chapter 2.